my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot. It's your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. I do want to say first, thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you, and anyone new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience, that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should these messages happen to resonate with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find every link that you need below in the description box. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships, but if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. And for anyone that does leave a comment down below, I just want to say thank you so much. It really means the world to me, and I do read every comment, and I really appreciate those of you that are brave enough to share your story here. Alright, so with that being said, today's message is your spirit guides are bringing you solutions. We're going to find out what those solutions are. I am bringing forth the Ask Your Guides by Sonia Coquette. It's the Oracle deck, and today I'm also bringing out, I have not yet on any of my readings. So first and foremost, today I was called to use my Osha Zen Tarot cards. I absolutely love these. I'm a little greedy with them, and I use them for my own readings, but today I was inspired to bring them forth on this reading. So you will see those along with familiar cards coming back. Okay, so let's hop to your prayer and get this underway. Oh, and while this is lighting, I did have a channeled message, because when I was starting this reading, I cannot make this up, my crystal ball fell out of its holder. Okay, I'm sorry it's got ash in it, but my glass holder for the incense fell out. So something about dropping glass, like afraid that you're going to shatter like glass. But we'll get into that when we get into the shuffle. So let's see. Okay, my beloved source and spirit guides, all of highest light and love, today I ask you to step forward and bring forth the clarity that my collective needs at this time. Knowing that maybe they're struggling, or maybe they're having a hard time, or maybe they're not, and they just need some words of encouragement and hope and faith, knowing that they're doing the right thing. And we have a tendency to become disconnected because we get so dense in this heavy world, and we forget just how spiritual that we are. And so today I ask that you bring forth that reminder of just how connected we all are, of just how beautiful we all are in our soul, and how high vibrational we are in our hearts. I ask that you bring forth the truth of what it is that we need to hear at this time, in a loving way, and in a truthful way, and in a very clear way. That any and all who are here to hear these messages, may their hearts be open to what it is that's coming through, and may they receive it in the way that you see best fit, for their highest good and for their highest truth. May they be surrounded in light, may they be surrounded in love, and may they be surrounded by those who support them, even if it is in the spiritual realm. As these words are spoken unto this space and upon my collective, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. Ase. Thank you so much, my beloved source. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my beloved spirit guides. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We got some ash on the table. I'm trying to simplify the look. So the table, I'm trying to simplify it a little bit. This is something I was called to do, so you might see things starting to change a little bit on the channel. It's nothing new here on this channel. We're always evolving, ever growing, and so today we are doing a simplified look. But yeah, the crystal ball, it just popped out. I've never had that happen. Like, in the whole time that I've had the crystal ball, I went to go move it, and it just flopped out, and it was so loud. It scared me so much. I was like, oh my gosh. And then what really scared me was when, like 2 seconds later, when I moved the crystal ball, I went to go move my incense holder, and the glass holder and the incense fell out as well. And this glass thing that's on the incense holder is very thin. and for it not to break when it hit this table. Ooh, I was praising. Thank you. I was like, thank you so much. Thank you that it didn't break. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you, because that could have been crazy. I have bare feet right now, and so it would have gone everywhere, and I would have just been like, I wouldn't have known what to do. It would have just been very crazy. And so I'm so grateful. But I feel like that's the thing. Like, you're in this energy as a collective, worrying about shattering or worrying about breaking easily. And you've grown so much that you don't actually know the shield of protection that is around you. It's like they always say, keep protecting yourself, keep protecting yourself, keep protecting yourself. And it's like every time you add a layer of protection, it really is that, a layer of protection. While you might be this fragile, beautiful soul, you're actually so much stronger than you're giving yourself credit for. And the message is coming through very clear. And look, I cannot make this up. The incense just went out. It just went out. It was lit so good. You saw how it was burning. I'm gonna light this again. And these are such good incense. That never happens with these incense. So it's just interesting that it was happening here. Yeah, you're like putting out your own flame because you're afraid you're gonna break. You're afraid that people are going to hurt you. You're afraid that situations are going to, like, oh, I've healed so much. And it's like putting all this fear in place of, it's like, instead of seeing how strong you are, it's like, I'm just afraid that I'm going to get hurt again. And what they're saying is like, you're so protected. You're not even realizing just how protected you are because the fear is overtaking you, even trying the risk or going out there and putting yourself out there. And so they're just saying, like, let yourself be seen. Recognize that, you can be completely transparent and people are going to appreciate that. And that, while you might not be as thick as this crystal ball, right, with the owl in it. I don't know if you can see that. I hope it catches on there. But you are so much more powerful than you give yourself credit for, even if you're feeling really thin like this glass piece over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the cards out for this reading. I love this deck. I use it a lot for myself. This is actually one that I communicate with my own spirit guides with. So, spirit guides of highest light and love for pile number 1. Which spirit guide oracle card will help us better understand the solutions that you're bringing to pile number 1? What solutions are you bringing to pile number 1? Thank you. All right, spirit guides of highest light and love for pile number 2. What solutions are you bringing for pile number 2? What spirit guide oracle card will help us better understand what solutions you're bringing to pile number 2? Spirit guides of highest light and love. Okay, thank you. And spirit guides of highest light and love, what spirit guide oracle card will help us better understand the solutions that you're bringing to pile number 3? Spirit guides, what solutions are you bringing to pile number 3? What solutions are you bringing to pile number 3? Spirit guides of highest light and love. That's the one. Thank you. Okay, let's check out the bottom. On the bottom, look, we have clearing, the helper guides. Yeah, and helper guides, they can help you with anything, right? They can help you let go of heavy, dense energy. They can help you on a project. Like their name is, as it suggests, they're here to help, right? We are the helper guides. Okay, so I've got some different little things to pick from today. All right, let me make sure we're good and framed, good to go. For pile number 1, we have this beautiful piece of rose quartz, and this was actually left to me by the fairies out in front of my camper one day. It was sitting on my, like, right on my stairs, and it had just rained, and no one was in sight. No one had entered into my fence. And you might be like, oh, well, someone just dropped it off. No, because as soon as someone opens the gate, my dogs go crazy. And so I took the dogs out, and I took them out about an hour later, and these were sitting there, and the fairies came. And so this is a fairy rose quartz, and I love that. So okay, so for pile number 2, we have this feather for you to choose from. And I wish I had a cooler story for the feather, but I don't. It's just a feather that I found when I was out walking. And I believe it is a goose feather. I believe this is actually a American goose feather, if I'm not mistaken. It's not a full-grown one. It's a young goose. And then for pile number 3, we have this little flamingo pencil topper. And this is one of my twin nephews gave this to me. It was so sweet of him. So pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And whichever one you're drawn to, that should be the pile for you. With that being said, I'll see you over there. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful, what I call the fairy rose quartz, if you just skipped over to this and didn't watch the intro, there's an explanation as to why, but to this beautiful rose quartz, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on your spirit guides are bringing you solutions. First thing, I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. Truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for anyone that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder we're here sharing this human experience together, and that here's a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it means so much if you were to like, comment, and subscribe. And to anyone that is brave enough to share their story here, thank you. I see you and I read all of those comments, and I appreciate you taking the time to do so. With that being said, I did have a channeled message that came out in the intro. So if you have some time and you feel called to, definitely watch the intro, because there is a channeled message in there along with a very powerful prayer. But we're going to go ahead and move on and find out what is the message that your spirit guides have for you. So spirit guides of highest light and love, what solutions are you bringing to pile number 1? Spirit guides of highest light and love, what solutions are you bringing to pile number 1? Spirit guides, what solutions are you bringing to pile number 1? Okay, so we've got the 6th house. We have Pisces energy, and we have Mercury coming through here. Interesting. So 6th house is Virgo energy as well, ruled by Mercury. So we've got Pisces, which is a water energy coming through, air, earth, and water. It's interesting. I don't usually talk about that on the dice. So the elements must be playing a vital role in your healing right now. But this does talk about something to do with coworkers, your daily life habits, your work habits, your ethics, your life health, right? Like your daily routines in regards to your health. Are you eating healthy? Are you exercising? Are you at least moving your body? So this could also talk about small pets and animals that you have, your little loved fur balls or non-fur balls that are pets that you have as well. We talk about here with the Pisces energy, they're talking about really connecting psychically with your body, with yourself, with your journey, so that you can communicate that energy out to yourself, right? And it's like, well, but I'm looking to you to get answers. And they're saying, that's fine. We understand that, but we don't want you to give your power away to us and really believe that you don't have the strength within you to find the answers that you're looking for. We will absolutely help give you the guidance that you need to get you where you want to go. And we appreciate that you trust us so much, because we are so proud of you. We really want you to begin relying on that. You have the power, and we're just the guides. We're not the ones that are doing your journey for you. right? And sometimes that's very difficult because we've been used to giving our power away our entire lives, whether that is in people-pleasing format or entrusting our journey to others to tell us what's right for us, or even not seeing that we have options in certain situations, feeling like we're trapped or stuck in low vibrational things in life because we don't know how to move beyond that. So we're giving our power away in so many things outside of us, that oftentimes with our spiritual guidance, we also give our power away to source, to our spirit guides, and to everything. And the purpose of us incarnating here was to really trust our free will and to make decisions based on our free will, right? And to move beyond our limiting beliefs so that we can actually exercise that free will to its full extent, right? Because we do have free will, but our free will only allows us to exercise that to a certain extent based on our limiting beliefs. Is when we step outside our comfort zone, then our emotional ego is doing everything to pull us back in. And so what this is saying here is that it's okay if you have moments where you falter. It's okay that you might have moments where you struggle. Your spirit guides are here helping you to begin to be completely honest with yourself and to learn how to trust the insights that you're given, not as set in stone, this is the only wayward path, but as insights that are truly as they are, as guidance. It's like we're the teachers, but ultimately, as the student, you can only absorb what works best for you, right? Or I love how in yoga, one of my yoga teachers, she talks about how I'm the yoga teacher, but you know your body best. And that's the message that's coming through here is we're the teacher, but you know you best. And if you don't connect with you in that powerful place, in that powerful way, you'll always give your power away to everything else, thinking that you don't have the strength and the decisions to make within you. And we see that here with Pisces. It's literally like I keep seeing them sticking their fingers into the curtains and pulling the curtains aside. That's what I keep seeing. It's like for you to stick your fingers in and pull the curtain aside between you and the veil, and knowing that this language that's coming in is important and it's very powerful, but it's not set in stone either. It's not like if I don't follow this guidance, my life is going to be terrible. It's just saying that we're giving you this guidance so you can make an educated decision based on what works for you next, right? We see your psychic abilities are developing. We see your psychic abilities are opening. And so it's very important for you to continue a practice and a daily routine that helps you connect with that psychic ability, with that intuition, even with your gut feeling, so that you can trust what your body is telling you, what your higher self is telling you, and trust that your guides are bringing you into alignment with yourself. And it's not really with alignment with the divine, it's with yourself. We want to develop the relationship with the divine so that we can become who we were always meant to become. And that's the solution that they're trying to bring to you, is this not giving your power away, but trusting what you're receiving and trusting that you'll know what's best for you moving forward, and that you can make educated decisions based on that. Okay, so let's get some cards on it and see what further messages they have. And I know that's hard, especially when you're asking a question. Well, I need to know the answer. Now, the answer resides within you. You know, they keep showing me the Magician card. It's like you have all the tools you need in your knapsack. Spirit guides, what solutions are you bringing for pile number 1? We're going to get more into it, okay? So that's just an overall message. But spirit guides, what solutions are you bringing for pile number 1? Okay, thank you. What solutions are you bringing for pile number 1, spirit guides? Spirit guides, what solutions are you bringing? Yeah, seeing things in a twisted way, seeing things not clearly. Like when anytime the Hangman comes in the reverse, it's like I'm not comfortable seeing things for myself, right? Like I want to go back to the old way of being things, but we're trying to bring you help here with the 3 of Swords and the upright. We're bringing you divine assistance. We're trying to show you the way, show you that the path has many options. It's not just one and set in stone. It's like, say you want to be a physical educator, right? Like you want to teach people about bodybuilding or the value of health. And it's like, well, but the only thing that I've ever found is this one teaching program. And what they're saying is like, that's a good teaching program, but there are also many other options to get to where it is that you're going. You can go to a secondary school for that. You can go to a specialized training for that. You could go to a gym and try to find a special trainer who can help you find the way for that. I don't know if you can hear the car outside, but yeah, they're saying that, you know, sometimes a lot of that stuff that we think is the right thing for us is actually just a lot of noise. Right? And so they're trying to pave the way for you to begin trusting the insights that you're receiving. And we have the Hangman here is connected with Pisces energy. And so Pisces can go deep, right? Pisces are the ocean in a drop. It's like, it's not, they're not a drop in the ocean. They are the whole ocean in a drop of water. And really we all are. But if we were to like look at Pisces as a sign, we have this energy. They're able to dive down into the depths of the water that no one else goes into, but equally so because of that, they feel the pressure, and that pressure can bring depression and hardships, anxiety, and fear, and that becomes so scary rather than, you know, being in this lighthearted mood of, I'm going to dive deep to understand myself. With this lighthearted mood, it's like the deeper they go, the more they get into the fear and the anxiety side of things. But equally so, Pisces they can fly very high. They're like this flying fish. They can fly out of the water, out of their element. They can connect with everything in that way. And again, this is just Pisces we're talking about here. There's no beef on any other signs. Every sign has these wonderful strengths. They also have these very dark shadow sides as well, right? And so it's what we're saying here is like, we want you to see the whole of the ocean as you, rather than seeing you as a piece of the ocean, right? So we want you to see the truth behind this. And the truth is that you have everything you need. You have the highs, the lows, and the in-betweens, and it all comes from you. And we're just here to help give you that guidance, right? So we have here, yeah, the Six of Wands on the bottom. We're your allies, right? And I love this because there's one yoga practice that I do, and there's an affirmation that she uses in there, and she says, my inner voices are my allies. And I kept getting called to that right now. And it's like, your allies, right? My inner voices are my allies. But we have to raise up our vibration to such a state that we can trust that our inner voices are helping us for our highest good, rather than reverting back to the old ways, right? Where they were judging us, where they were hypocrite, being a hypocrite, where they were slandering us in some way, shape, or form. And so your guides are saying here, we're your allies. We're helping you as best as we can on this journey, and the solutions that are available are actually endless. And sometimes that can create anxiety in and of itself, because it's like, well, which one do I choose? And they're saying it's not about which one is right or wrong. It's about which one feels right or wrong for you. But we're trying to offer you a scope of solutions so you don't feel so stuck in saying there's only one right way. There's not. There's many right ways to complete this journey with the World card. Yes, we have this energy coming in where it's like they want you to see the whole picture, right? You're looking through this peephole right now, and it's like, I only see just a little bit. And again, like that idea of your drop in the ocean, they don't want you to see it that way. They want you to see the whole, which is you are the ocean in one drop. It's like you are this massive universe. It's residing within you, and it has the potential to manifest this incredible life, and trusting that rather than saying, oh, it's only because my guides are with me, or my guides are giving me this, or my guides are doing this for me. Yes, we're here to help you with all of that, but understanding that the creation part comes from you. We're literally just the conscious, or what is it? The little cricket on your shoulder. We're Gemini cricket over here, right? That's all we are. We're just trying to guide you, but ultimately you still have choices. Okay, and sometimes they will make you stumble, sometimes they will make you fall. And so I feel like the question that you had, pile 1, is an overall, like, what am I doing? Am I doing something wrong? Am I doing something right? And they're saying, like, you're doing the best for yourself. And that's the main thing here. It's like we're trying to bring in this assistance for you, and we're here for you every step of the way. But right now, they really want you to commit to accepting your internal power. I feel like you may have been a people pleaser in the past of your life, you know, whether that's a past life or past in this life. You may have given your power away to a lot of people. You may have felt, you know, like you had to, or you didn't have another choice. Like you've dealt with a lot of narcissistic people, or people who were very, you know, self-centered and greedy, and they wanted you to change. And for you, it was very easy to be fluid, especially with this Pisces energy. You don't have to have Pisces in your chart, but you absolutely could have Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury in the 6th house, Pisces 3rd house. Pisces 3rd house heavily. We have 12, 3, and 21. You may see 12, 21 a lot. You may see 3, 3, 3 a lot. You may see 6, 6 a lot as well. You could be born in 66 or the 6th of the 6th month. You could be born on the 3rd of the 3rd month. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, there's just a lot of synchronicities already. Look, we started with 6, we're ending with 6. We have 3 across the reading here, which I just noticed, but they're showing me the numbers here. And so 3 is all about creation, right? 3 revolves around creation, and 3 is your guides, your angels are with you. But that's the thing. It's like they're with you, but they're not the ones who can do the journey for you. And sometimes there's this energy that's emitting from the pile where it's like, sometimes it's like you want them to figure it out for you, and then you just take the steps. And it's like, we can't do that for you. Like, we will never, ever do that for you, right? And so that might be like in those moments when you're asking them to do it for you, is like you might feel disconnected from them. And if you feel disconnected from your guides, those are prime moments to ask yourself, am I trying to give my power away to my guides? Am I not taking accountability for my own actions? Am I feeling like I don't have a choice in this matter at all? And that will help bring you back into connection with them and help you reestablish that guidance with them. So we are going to use, I mentioned this, I'm bringing out the Osho Zen Tarot. I have not brought this out on any of my readings as of yet. Part of it does follow the Rider-Waite-Smith. As you know, I read Tarot Marseille, but these cards are absolutely incredible, and they stand alone on them by themselves. And so I was called today to bring these forth to use in this reading, because these cards are, oh, I just love these. I use these for my own personal readings and just next level. So spirit guides, what solutions do you have for pile number 3? Can you give us some clarifying energy here? Okay, thank you. What solutions do you have for pile number 3? Yeah, it's time for you to not be, look at this. This is what conditioning. Yeah, and they wanted me to show you this, right? It's this energy of not being a lion in sheep's clothing or a wolf in sheep's clothing anymore. It's time for you to stand in your power. Stop trying to blend in. Even with your guides, like, stop trying to blend in with your guides. And look, I can't even, look at this already, the synchronicities. And then we have the Creator, which I believe is the King of Wands, right? I'm not 100% sure what they all are, but I will make sure I double check. You have this energy of being stuck in, I'm not capable of creating it, so I need my guides to show me the way. This is the devil, right? This is the devil energy. And so there's this energy of letting go and letting yourself be seen. Don't be a lion in sheep's clothing, because you have so much more power than you're giving yourself credit for. Wow, okay. Thank you. All right, let's see what comes out here. May we please clarify the Hangman? Spirit guides, what solutions do you have for pile number 1? Okay, politics. The 7 of Swords. Yeah. Stop wearing the mask, right? And this is very telling too, because I feel like this is something that's giving you, it's giving off these vibes. It's attracting people who aren't very honest and who play this game with you. It's like this fear of giving your power away to someone or something. It's easier to let someone else answer those things for you than it is for you to answer them yourself, because it's something you're used to doing. But it's that very energy that has brought people into your life where you've had to work extra hard to clear thoughts and feelings and energies that revolved around not feeling good enough. And with the politics energy here, it's like you may tend towards connecting with a lot of people who have the worst of intentions for you. I did say narcissistic individuals, sociopaths, are very, low vibrational individuals. And so we do have here, it's this feeling like I have to give my power away. Even in my guides, like it's in there saying, like, take your power back. Even from us, take your power back. There's a black cat walking outside the window right now. Solid black. That's amazing. Listen to your intuition. It's okay for you to trust your intuition, to trust that your guides are going to give you insight that's going to, like I heard, wet the whistle of your intuition, right? It's going to like inspire the creative energy for your intuition to come online. We have the Hermit coming out with aloneness. And this might be something else that you fear, is being alone, right? But look, coming out over the Three of Swords is a clarifying energy. You have this energy about you where it's like only when you're alone and in the silence can you really connect deeply with this innate wisdom and with your guides. And so you may be struggling right now to even connect with your guides, right? We have intensity on the bottom here, and I believe this is the Knight of Wands energy. Let me just double check really quick. I believe that's what it is. But it's like you're wanting it to come in like a big bang type of energy, and that's not how they come in. They come in like a thief in the night, right? It's very, very subtle. And to trust the subtle energy, to trust that that's coming through for a purpose. All right, come on. Yeah, that's the Knight of Wands, right? Look at this. I can't. It says, you've not to be a follower, an imitator. You have to be an original individual. You have to find your innermost core on your own with no guide, no guiding scriptures. It is a dark night. With the intense fire of inquiry, you are bound to come to the sunrise. Everybody who has burned with intense inquiry has found the sunrise. Others only believe. Those who believe are not religious. They are simply avoiding the great adventure of religion by believing. Exactly. I love this though. You have to find your innermost core on your own with no guide and no guiding scriptures. Right? Look at this. So I can't make this up. This energy is very, very clear here. Look, and then we have the Five of Swords coming out with comparison. Right? You're different and your journey is different. Comparing yourself to how others connect with their guides or how others connect with their intuition, it's not fair to you. It's not learning that valuable connection that you have in that valuable language that is yours and yours alone, right? So let's see what else comes out. Maybe please clarify the World card here. What solutions do you have for pile number 1? Thank you. I keep wanting to call you pile number 3 because I see all these 3s. Pile number 3 may resonate with you, but I don't think that's what it is. I feel like it's because I keep seeing all these 3s, and I feel like 3 is a very powerful number for you. Yeah, and like we have the Six of Wands. 6 of Wands here. Success with the tiger. You know, the thing is that you have success available to you in all things, even in this difficult moment where it feels like, right? A lot of 6s as well, where it feels like maybe things aren't coming together. Maybe you're dealing with something very difficult at work, or maybe life just feels like it's out of balance, or maybe it feels like you're always dealing with something with your health, or it feels like things are just shrouded in darkness right now. And so the clear communication of what it is that you're asking for allows you to come into a place of clear communication with yourself while your guides inspire you. They're not here to do it for you. They're here to inspire you to be the best version of yourself. And then we have, I believe this is the Page of Cups with healing. Let me check on that. Look, and then we have the Empress underneath there with creativity. Yeah, so there's something about creativity here. You really connecting with your creative self. So let's see. Blue. Okay, no, so that's the King of Cups energy. Healing. And it's just talking about being aware of your wound. Don't help it grow, let it be healed, and it will be healed only when you move to the roots. The less head and the more the wound will heal. With no head, there is no wound. Live a headless life. Move as a total being and accept things. Just for 24 hours, try it. Total acceptance, whatsoever happens. Someone insults you? Accept it. Don't react. See what happens. Suddenly you will feel energy flowing in that you've not felt before. Yeah, so there's like something here where it's like you're not able right now to accept that the way that you are in this moment is perfect. It's like trying to compare, trying to be in this energy of not seeing the truth, and it's like, well, but I don't see things the same way you do. You're not meant to. You're meant to see things the way that you see things, but it's like being stuck in the veil, like you're being stuck in the darkness right now. And so being in this darkness is scary as well, because it's like, when am I ever going to find the light? And that's why it's just accepting this moment on your journey. That's where true success comes from, is accepting all as is, right? You're just walking the path. This tiger is walking on the face of the world. Look at this. You're just accepting the path, the journey as it is, as it plays out. And isn't that interesting? It's clarifying the world, and the tiger is walking on top of the world here. Oh my gosh, the synchronicity is already coming out. Right? Your healing comes from accepting that you're the true master. Right? You're the master. It's just accepting the truth as it is. The seat, the soul that lives within you is the true guide, the true master. That's where your creativity flows from. Your guides are meant to inspire you, and the solution is to trust your gut feeling. What do you feel you need to go with? Knowing there is no right or wrong answer. There is only right or wrong for you in this moment. All things simply are, right? They simply are. So don't get so stuck on what's right or wrong. Rather do, what do I feel I need to do in this moment? And then honor that and know that that's the perfect move for you right now. There's no need to be in this place of like, oh, I can't do it because it's wrong. Like, I didn't listen to my guides. Their only job is to inspire you, right? We're so caught on having the perfect path laid out before us. And in reality, there isn't one, because we have free will to choose what we want to do in this life. So to align with our highest good literally means to come into a place of oneness with ourself. We have house 1, exactly, individuality, self-image, and your approach to life, right? To come into oneness and to know that it's okay for me to be confident, secure, and capable as I am right now. On the bottom, we have fire with Aries, Leo, Sag, confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. To be okay with you is an act of rebellion in this world. Because this whole world has told us that we are not allowed to be okay with who we are right now. And if you're coming off of that energy of being a people pleaser, that's something you know all too well, right? So the gift, the solution here is literally to be in total acceptance with as you are in this moment and not giving your power away. Whether that's to a person, a place, a thing, a situation, and even to your guides. We have detective here. The light is great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. The shadow attributes are voyeurism and falsifying information. right? Making things seem as they are not. And then look, we have the Hermit, and it's going to come out over the Hermit. We have Light, seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life and serves personal creativity. The Shadow is withdrawals from society out of fear and negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. And that's exactly what people pleasing does, is it draws out, right? I withdraw from society because I don't want to be judged and I don't want to be seen, okay? And let's see here. Let's get a couple more. I'm so glad I did this one today. Look, we've got number 11, butterfly spirit. Transformation is beautiful. And 11 is a very spiritual number, right? It's all about spiritual growth, spiritual healing, connection with the divine. That's what we ultimately want to build, is our connection with the divine. But our connection is a connection, right? It's us together. It's not the divine and then us. It's us together. We are inseparable from one another, right? We are in this as one. And that's the power that you get when you come into this place. It's like your spirit guides are the same. It's you are your spirit guides are you. Well, when you see them as separate from you, it puts you in this place as like they're somehow better than you, and they're not. They're not. Their goal, their purpose is to help you connect with yourself and have an unbreakable connection with your truest self. Okay? Be fearless and bold. Number 4, exactly. To not be afraid of what life has to offer. To let go of that fear and that negative judgment from others, or feeling like you're going to be judged by others, right? Okay. We have Spider. Trust the creative spark you're feeling. Express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. Okay, this is beautiful. So maybe you've been inspired to write recently. Do that. Okay, but Spider is just a very creative individual. Anyways, the energy is all about creating your life. And I love spiders because no one is more present than a spider, I feel. Because a spider weaves this beautiful web. It's a work of art. And then something will come by and ruin it. And Spider just tears it down and does it again. They're not over there like, I can't believe something ruined my web. They're like, oh, okay, it's ruined. Let me create again. Right? Like, they just move on. They're not so attached to that one outcome. They're not attached to that one web, because they know they're capable of creating anything that they need for their home, to get their food, to get what they need. Right? They don't live in a place of attachment. They live in a place of presence. So I don't feel like any creature is more present than a spider. And they teach us that, right? We have Dog. Your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. Yeah, exactly. This is a very powerful card to come out for your reading here, because it's showing that people-pleasing tendencies, right? Okay, so we're going to move on to your card, and we're going to see what this says from the book. Bounty with the runner guides. Okay, runner guides are connected to the earth, the location that you're at, and they will always run ahead, help you out with anything that you need. And we have number 51, which is 6 again. So 6 and 3 are very powerful numbers for you, pile number 1. 51. It says upgrade, benefit, gifts, and discovery. Yeah, so you're discovering something new about yourself right now. It says, when you think life is tough, everything is a struggle, your runner guides will appear on the scene to redirect your attention away from the negative and connect you with all the positive, loving energy surrounding you. Their behind-the-scenes work may manifest as spontaneous invitation to a party, or the arrival of a gift of appreciation completely out of the blue. You may receive an unexpected compliment, a promotion, or a raise. Your runner guides may also lead you to meet new people who bring tremendous positivity, fun, and friendship into your life. Your runner guides don't want you to get trapped in a negative outlook. Miss the beauty all around you. Open your heart and your mind and ask your runner guides to help you release your known and unknown mental and emotional blocks and obstacles that stop the bounty and the flow of the universe from coming your way. The difficult period you've been in is about to ease. The hard trek is behind you. Now comes the easier part. Do not assume because a part of your journey has been challenging that the entire life journey will be. The tides are about to turn in your favor and the good times will begin. Ask your runner guides to bring your attention to any blind spots that keep you from seeing the gifts before you. It says the message here is notice and receive the plentiful, positive, and beneficial energy available to you now. Yeah, so we're trying to take you away from this attachment style. It feels like this is what the message really is about your attachment to things, your attachment to outcomes, your attachment to everything outside of you and giving your power away and attaching that expectation to you giving your power away and then feeling disappointed when things don't go the way that you feel like they should, right? And it's just saying come back to this place of knowing just how powerful you are and ask for that guidance, but know that ultimately you get to make the decision that best serves you in that moment. You chose the rose quartz, which is all about self-love, self-care. No one can care for you or love you better than you. And that's just a truth in this life. That's not selfish. It's not unruly. That is just a real truth in this life. So come into that place of truly honoring yourself in this moment and honor the guidance that you're being given by saying, I get to make the choice that serves my highest good. Okay, so this is what I see for you, pile number 1. If you felt like this was your message, leave the little world emoji down below and say, I choose to release the fear and negative energies about myself and about others and come into a space where I claim my truest power. And if you felt like this was your message, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links in the description box. In order to do so, you can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member. And I would love to see you on memberships, but if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. I'm going to go ahead and leave this here and get on out of here. I want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and absolutely a special shout out to the spirit guides for coming through on this message for you. And with that being said, until next time, pile number 1, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this feather, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading. Your spirit guides are bringing you solutions. A couple of things. I just want you to remain open with these messages. The first pile did not go how I expected it to, but it went how it went, and so I'm actually glad that it did. I just want to throw that out there. And for anyone that is returning, thank you so much. I just truly do appreciate your support and your energy being here as a part of this tribe and this ever-growing channel. And for anyone new here, welcome. This is a reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you're to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I just want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that chooses to leave a comment and to share their story. It's truly a blessing when you take the time to do that. With that, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out what solutions are your spirit guides bringing you, pile number 2. What solutions are your spirit guides bringing you? Spirit guides, what solutions are you bringing, pile number 2? Spirit guides, what solutions are you bringing, pile number 2? Oh, and I wish I had said it. I knew the 8th house was going to show up. I was going to say, that's what I was about ready to say, is that the number 8 came through really a lot when I was prepping for your pile, and then the 8th house came out. I just knew it was going to, and I wish I had said it before, but that's all right. It doesn't matter now. Anyways, I feel like you see 8 a lot, and we're talking about like the karmic things that are happening in your life, like what's going around is coming back around, and then finding a way to balance that out and bring that into a space of peace and harmony. And in that peace and harmony is where you begin to invite in abundance and prosperity, right? But we've got the 8th house, Pisces energy, and Mercury. Interesting. You may have come from pile number 1, which is fine if you did. If not, it's no obligation to watch any more than one pile. But also, if you did not have a chance to check out the intro, there was a channeled message for the collective that came out in the intro that I had to talk about at that time, and also a wonderful prayer that you can listen to. So, and it's not required, I'm just pointing it out. So, with the 8th house, the spirit guides are talking about the shadow work that you're doing, right? And sharing that with Mercury here, it feels like you're meant to share that out into the world. Like you're someone who is very good at dealing with the darkness, very good at dealing with the depths of your subconscious and understanding how to transmute that into positive fuel for the journey moving forward. I do feel like there's a sense where you feel guilty or you feel ashamed of sharing your story with others. Like, how are people going to trust me if this is my story? And your spirit guides, the solution is to trust that this is part of your story for purpose. Right? It's very difficult for us to be very vulnerable and open with others because we're afraid of that judgment. And the message here is your spirit guides are saying, do not fear judgment, for if you feel ashamed of your story, imagine how many other people feel ashamed for their story too. But if you take yourself outside of that and you were to look at someone else sharing your story with you, how would that make you feel? You would feel like I was less lonely. I had other people who experienced something similar to me. That makes me feel better about what I went through, knowing that I'm not the only person who had to experience this hardship, right? And so the solution here is to look at it from outside the box rather than seeing it just from this very honed in perspective of what I'm going through. I don't want to share because I'm scared to be vulnerable. I'm scared to be open because I'm going to be judged, because I'm ashamed of it. It's not about that. It's about so much more. And yes, that is so scary to do. They're saying here that the first time you do it, you're probably going to be sweating at the palms and sweat pouring off your face, all clammy and worried, and your heart is pounding. But I can promise you, after that first time and sharing it, you're going to feel a lot better and you're going to get a good response from it as well. And of course, there's always going to be the naysayers. Of course, there are always going to be the negative people. It's just a part of life. That's the dualistic nature of this realm. What they're saying, though, is that the amount of people that you're helping by sharing your side of things, by sharing your story, how you healed and how you accepted yourself, right? And even if you're struggling and accepting yourself, sharing that, being transparent, which is so funny because that goes hand in hand with the channel message I had at the beginning. But being transparent with your journey and yourself allows you to really connect with others in a personal way, right? You're not just somebody coming on once you've mastered the journey and saying, oh, be like me, I'm perfect, you have to be like me to be perfect. You're saying, like, hold up, like, I'm still trying to figure this out too, and it's difficult and it's hard and it's scary. And sometimes I don't feel like I can, and yet for whatever reason I'm still being drawn back to this. For whatever reason I'm still coming back to this. So it's just about being transparent on your journey, where you're at with people you trust, or if you have an online presence, or if you have a community that you serve. It's like being open with those people in your life because they're looking for that. Whether you realize it or not, they're looking for that. They are looking for someone to just be a human being to come and tell them, like, it's cool, I mess up too. It's cool, I struggle too. And this might be as simple as just when you see a stranger passing by and you ask them, are they okay? Like they're having a rough day. And then you give yourself space to share something that you've been through that's difficult as well. It's not about making it all about you, right? What you're doing is you're saying, you know, like, I went through this really difficult time too, and this is what I did to overcome it. And, you know, I'm still really scared sometimes, or I still really struggle with that, but every day gets better, and I know that you'll get better at it too, and I know that you'll get through this too, because if I did, then that means that you can. And it's like being that hope for others. That's what this feels like. It's really like the solution is becoming the hope for others. You feel like you're really worried about certain materialistic things. I feel like you're very worried about very earthly realm things as well. And they're saying that where you find the most peace at is by helping others through the darkness, by being the light in the dark. And it's just a very, very strong, powerful energy that's coming through here. It's like where you are at the head of the line and everyone has no idea what's going on, but they just know that if they follow you, they'll find their own light as well. And there's this real leadership energy that's coming through. And I feel like maybe you've been ridiculed by others and very harshly judged by others from this energy because you have so much guidance and light to give. Others are very jealous and they want to possess what you have. And there is no possessing what you have because it's an innate wisdom that shines from within. It doesn't mean that they're not capable of getting there, but it's like if they're trying to take it by force, or if they're trying to take it by knocking people down, they'll never get there. This is a light that shines from the love of source. And that's what your guides are trying to remind you here. Don't be afraid to pull back that curtain and to share your vulnerabilities with everyone else. 8:08 on the clock as I'm saying that. That is phenomenal. So you feel like it's important for you to recognize when you see the number 8, right? In any way, shape, or form, what is going on with you at that moment? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What's happening in front of you? And maybe keeping a journal with you so that you can document that. And I feel like that's going to help you get some more clarity about this journey and maybe the karmic situations that you've been through. But I feel like it's harsh because, you know, not only have you dealt with difficulties from others, but for you, Pile 2, I feel like you have also made choices that are not in the highest of light, that you feel a lot of people might judge. And that's what it feels like here. And it's just saying, you know what? Are you that same person today? No. Are you going to make those same choices today? Probably not, because you spent time trying to take accountability for your own actions. That's powerful in and of itself. And also, knowing that maybe you made not the highest resonant choices for yourself at the time, you were doing the best with what you knew how at that time. And it felt like the right choice in that moment. And you can't really be mad at yourself for that. Because if you'd had known differently at that time, you would have done differently. Right? And that's what they're saying here is like, don't judge yourself for those karmic situations that you maybe have found yourself in. Like you may be clearing out South Node energy. Or maybe you were just like healing disconnections from your own inner self, or really you were triggering yourself, right? Your spirit was helping you to trigger yourself to come into the realization of facing this part of yourself that maybe you denied for so long. There's no reason to deny it anymore. Yes, of course, it's not something to be proud about, but it's something that needs to be accepted. And the more that you accept it, the easier it will be for others to accept those parts in themselves that they try to hide, or they shun, or they judge harshly. Okay, spirit guides, what solutions do you have? Yeah, be confident. Be confident. Be brave. And be adventurous and just say, you know what? I'm not that same person, and you can judge me all you want, and that's fine. But I choose not to judge myself. Like, just knowing that you're your own ally here, knowing that you're standing up for yourself, and knowing that you could let other people's opinions really send you down a long, huge rabbit hole that's never ending. Or you can say, you know what? I own my actions, do you? I can tell you, someone once judged me, and I was like, yeah, I did do that. And I'm very well aware that I did that. But I can say that I'm aware of that. Can you say that you're aware of the things that you've done? And woof, that person never talked to me again. Never talked to me again. Yeah, it's okay. If you're going to judge me, that's fine. But people who live in glass house shouldn't be the first one to throw stones. And I'm not here trying to, bash on other people. That's not what this is. It's just saying, it's like, if you're going to judge someone for something, you better make darn sure you have taken the time to take accountability for your own actions. And I feel like you end up calling in a lot of people, or you have in the past, where they've judged you based on the choices that you've made in life. But there are also people who go out of their way to desperately run away from their shadow side, the parts of themselves that they don't want to accept. It's hard for us to accept that whatever good and bad exists in the world as the labels, right? That good and bad also exists within us. And if you saw my community tab recently, It talked about not being, what is it? Just because we disagree doesn't mean I hate you, right? It's that post. And I talk about on there where, you know, we're so quick to judge people who we disagree with as toxic, right? We're so quick to say, oh, that's a toxic person. Or we're so quick to just be so angry at people who've treated us poorly in life, saying, well, they did it purposely, not realizing that maybe they were doing it unconsciously and that we could also be that bad guy in another person's story without realizing it, right? But ultimately, the thing is that they want me to share with you here is that we are all in a place where we were one decision, one choice, one thought away from being that person. All of us, because we've all struggled. We all have broken hearts that we don't deserve. We all have sorrow. We all have grief. We all have hurt and pain that we've experienced and difficulties that could have brought out the complete worst in us. And some of us chose not to, and others of us chose to. It's all a protection. It's all a mechanism that we use to cope with the situations. And it's just dependent on what you chose to feed at that time. Yeah, so we have the Chariot in the reverse here. Yeah, with the 3 of coins. That's the thing. I feel like you're spiritually defeated because the connections that you've had in the past have not been stable. But they're saying here that don't let this be the guiding reason as to why you don't share that vulnerability about yourself. The more you share it and the more you stand in that is the more that you will bring into you those connections that are going to be solid, stable, and secure. And the more confident you're going to feel. You're going to be balancing out this masculine and feminine energy. But you're also going to be stoking the fire within your solar plexus chakra as well, and not being afraid to set boundaries while confidently knowing that my boundaries don't hurt people just because it's a boundary. People act hurt because it means that they can no longer get away with whatever it is that they're used to getting away with, and that's not your problem, that's theirs, right? Yeah, look, we have the Ace of Swords in the reverse and the 2 of Swords. Wow, this is insane. Okay, so that's the thing. It's like something here it's like you're misguided on, right? But we see here you go from being misguided on it to quickly outgrowing it and moving on to positive energy from that, right? Going from being completely defeated and overwhelmed spiritually to finally building reliable connections with people. Cooperations, collaborations, you know, strength in numbers is what I hear. But it's like building a place where you have a sound heart and knowing that your individual journeys have brought you together and each of you have something that you can bring to the other, right? But it's from this misguided energy and not seeing clearly that has brought you into a place of understanding I have to seek what it is that's disconnected within me. And that's your confidence, right? That's what you're confident with. You know who you are. You know what you've been through. You know what you're capable of. You know what you're not capable of. Like, you know who you are as a whole being. And through that, it's like you basically skip over being misguided into moving on to bigger, I heard greener pastures. I really heard that. Moving on to greener pastures here, moving on to deeper waters. You're jumping outside of that and moving into something that's more positive and aligned with you, and knowing that when you share your story, you call in the people who are meant to hear it. You call in the people who want to hear it too. You call in the people who aren't sitting in judgment, but are sitting in awe at the fact that you have overcome self-sabotage, self-deception, being asleep in this world, being unaware in this world, being completely unconscious. You have overcome all of that, and that inspires them to want to do the same. So we're going to go ahead and get some clarifiers from my Osho Zen Tarot. I have not brought this out before. I talked about this also in the intro. This deck is incredible. I'm kind of greedy with this deck. I use it for myself a lot. And I'm still not familiar with all of the cards and what they are. Mainly the court cards are the ones that get me tripped up. But I have my handy book available. So if I get tripped up, I will make sure I double check and see what it is. But mainly the images on these are very, very telling. And I love that. So Spirit guides, can we please get a clarifying card for the King of Wands here for pile number 2? What solutions are you bringing for pile number 2? Thank you. And may we please have a clarifying card for the Ace of Swords? Okay. Thank you. Spirit guides, may we please have a clarifying card for the Two of Swords. What solutions are you bringing for pile number 2? Okay, whoa. There's 3 cards that came out here. Let's check them out. We have laziness, we have receptivity, and we have letting go. This is interesting. I feel like there's this energy here where it's like you're afraid that people are going to see you as lazy or like you're not doing what you need to do when you're actually receiving information and guidance to let go. These are all Cups cards, right? You have the 8 of Cups here, which is also the family card in the Tarot Marseille. This does mirror the Rider-Waite-Smith quite a bit, but that's okay. I just love this deck. I can't get away from it. I believe this is the Queen of Cups with the receptivity. Let me double check. And I believe that's the 9 of Cups is laziness. Let's see. Yeah. See, it can there's a possibility the mind can deceive you. It can rationalize laziness as non-doing. It can say, I've become a Zen master, I believe in the Tao, but you are not deceiving anybody else. You'll only be deceiving yourself. And that's what this feels like, is you're deceiving yourself by not being yourself, letting yourself be seen, letting yourself, you know, be heard. Like I said, it's not about making it about you. It's about sharing your story to help inspire others. And the 8 of Cups is talking about in existence, there was nobody who is superior and nobody who is inferior. The blade of grass, and didn't I say the greener, moving on to greener pastures. I love this already. The blade of grass and the great star are absolutely equal. But man wants to be higher than others. He wants to conquer nature. Hence, he has to fight continuously. All complexities arise out of this fight. The innocent person is the one who has renounced fighting, who's no longer interested in being higher, who is no longer interested in performing, in proving that he is someone special, who has become like a rose flower or like a dewdrop on the lotus leaf, who has become part of this infinity, who has melted, merged, and become one with the ocean, and is just a wave, who has no idea of the I. The disappearance of the I is innocence. And that's what they're saying. It's like, this is very telling, right? Like, of course, this is like letting go of the ego, right? But it's interesting here because it's like letting go of the fear as well, right? The drop in the ocean. And you may have very well come from pile number 1, and you're going to know what that also refers to. But I'm not going to get into that in this pile because I feel like that's not really that important. But I felt like I needed to say that for someone who did watch pile number 1. But what we're talking about here is saying, oh, well, I'm the one who's getting judged. I'm the one who's going to be ridiculed. I'm the one that's this. And it's instead moving into this place. I'm sharing this because humanity needs to know that we can accept all our faults and all our perfections as a whole, because that's what makes us a complete being. It simply is. You made these decisions then, and it simply was. There is no going back and changing it. So why on earth would I sit in judgment of what I made a decision on based 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even a day ago? Right? It just doesn't make sense. Yes, and this is the Queen of Cups. And this is talking about listening as the art of becoming passive. And I feel like that's the thing here. It's like you're trying to listen to this guidance to unfold, to merge, while at the same time fighting, am I being lazy? Am I actually doing what's necessary? But the listening is helping you come into this place of sharing the story. I'm going to put these back in and get another card out and see what comes through here. May we please clarify the 2? Okay, yeah. Oh, we have success. This is interesting. This came out in the exact same position in pile number 1. But success comes from moving beyond this misguided concept of it's just about me being judged. It's just about me going through this hardships. And I'm not saying that you're selfish. That's not what we're talking about here. What your spirit guide solution is moving on to, it's about you and the whole world. We're all in this together. You're not the only one who's made these difficult decisions, right? But someone else out there might be in the same situation that you are. Like, I made this difficult decision. I'm alone in making this difficult decision. People are going to judge me because I made this difficult decision. They're not going to understand what I had to do when I made this difficult decision, whatever it may be. And you sharing your experience is what helps bring others together. And we have experiencing with the 3 of Wands on the bottom here. And it's all about listening, right? Listening to the silence, listening to yourself, trusting the guidance that you're receiving at this time. And I feel like your guides are trying to help you share with people who need to hear it, who need to know that they're not alone on this journey, right? But there's a sense of exhaustion that's coming through here with the 9 of Wands. And the 9 of Wands is all about not wanting to start over in the Tarot Marseille. It's also about sickness, like having gone through sickness, having gone through hardships. And it's like, I don't want to start over here. But we're trying to bring you into a place of harmony, right? With the 10 of Cups. Harmony and balance. Of understanding that your mind and your heart are connected now. You're no longer this person fighting against yourself. But to do that is to come into this place of, that's just an experience for me. That's something I went through. That's something that I experienced on my journey. But it's not who I am. It's just a part of my journey. But I feel like there's an identity that's connected with that, right? Going through those very deep low lows in the darkness. You're willing to do that. But now comes the time to share that without attachment to the identity that has brought. Clinging to the past. Exactly. Yeah, it's like clinging to this past idea. It's like the noise has just gotten beyond and it's out of control and it feels like it's eating you alive. But it's like the past of how people were before. Maybe you shared this situation that's very, okay, so I'm just going to be real. The situation that they're sharing with me here is like, maybe you cheated on someone, okay? And again, I'm not trying to trigger people here. I'm not, but I want you to know what it is that they're trying to express. And I need to give an example. And the example they keep pushing on me is like you cheated, or maybe you slept with someone who is married. And there are so many people out there who are like, oh my gosh, that's like the sin of all sins. That's the worst of the worst of the worst. I can't believe someone would do that. But the reality of the situation is, Pile 2, is that all those people who are judging you, it's so funny because I can tell you a huge portion of those people have done the same thing, even though they say they haven't, right? And they're just hiding in the closet and they're like, well, everybody judges so harshly on this. Okay. And again, this is just the example they're giving me. It's just like you being brave enough and sharing it and saying like, I overcame this and it wasn't the worst possible thing that could happen to me. And I'm tired of being judged for it because you don't know what I was going through in that time. I made the best decision for myself. But if you look at the past you had so much going on internally that it had to make this decision. Again, this is not necessarily your story. It's just that they're trying to give me some sort of an example. It's like whatever it is that you have to share, it feels almost too vulnerable because it's like, if I share this with the world, I'm going to be completely exposed. But it's through that being exposed that others find courage and they lift you up in the process, right? So there's no longer this energy you having to cling on to the past. And it's funny because this is the 5 of Cups, and the 5 of Cups in the Tarot Marseille really talks about networking. And here we have that. If you look at the Rider-Waite-Smith, I believe it's like not crying over spilt milk. Like there's 3 cups that are spilled and there's 2 cups behind you or something like that. I'm not really that familiar with Rider-Waite-Smith, but I believe that's what it does. I'm familiar with it in the way that it's really the only one that's used on YouTube, right? But it's interesting because this is like talking about just being so stuck in this place and not realizing that there was so much blessing from accepting this part of you. And then we have completion with the World card, putting the puzzle pieces back together, realizing that you're whole, like you're not incomplete because you did this. You're not disconnected because you did this. This was just something that was on your journey that you had to experience, and it had to happen the way that it happened because it didn't happen any other way. And it's like, if people are judging you, if people are being harsh to you, if people are saying like you're a terrible person, most people who sit in judgment like that, imagine how they speak to themselves behind closed doors, how they treat themselves when no one's looking, or how they talk to themselves when something doesn't go their way. And 9 times out of 10, someone who judges you for something has also done that. That's why I said you cannot be a person who lives in a glass house and throws stones. Like, it's just something that happens on this journey, but they want you to be open about this. I don't know if I said that also in pile number 1, but I think I said that earlier in your pile. I'm not sure now that we're here. But the success comes from seeing that you are complete exactly as you are, and there's no need to cling on to the worry that you had from the past, because that's keeping you in a state of lack. So the solution here is to share your story. But don't just share it with anyone. Share it with the people who you get called to share it with, okay? Mercury, think, learn, network, and communicate. Network. And the 5 of Cups, network, yeah. So, you know, maybe you need to go to some sort of group, or I feel like this is sharing it with a community that you help lift up. It's just sharing your story with people who need to hear it at this time. And Capricorn, we have ambition, realism, and methodical steps. Slow and steady here. There's no need to just come out and blurt it out to everybody, right? It's just you're going to get guided, and your spirit guides are going to guide you to sharing this. This is why I said at the beginning, keep an open mind for these readings, because they're not at all like what I was expecting, and never are they, okay? And they're meant that way. It's like meant to be that way. So we have visionary here. The light is the capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. The shadow is selling insights to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. Exactly. And so we want you to come into this light aspect of the visionary, right? Giving this out, not for the gain of it, but for the greater good. Angel, light attribute, helping those in need with no expectation of return. And the shadow is acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. And the shadow attribute is something that you've dealt with a lot of people before. They're acting almighty, they're acting all hoity-toity and like, oh, I'm better than you, but no one is better, no one is worse. We're all on this journey together. Okay, and opening up to that and understanding that is saying like, wow, like these people that are judging me, I always thought that they were better than me because they didn't do what I did. But they have their own issues that they're fighting, that they're judging themselves harshly. And the people who judge the most are oftentimes the people who've done the worst. If you want to put a label on it, okay? Again, we're not here to put a label on it, but that's just something to consider. We have ant spirit, time to collaborate. Yes, yes. And didn't I say that with the 3 of coins here? It's time to collaborate. It's time to build those connections. So you're being led. And look, the puzzle pieces, again, oh my gosh, look at this. The puzzle pieces. Oh, I love this. I love this. Like everything is falling into place for you finally. Finally, it's why it's important for you to continue networking, because you're connecting with your people. Like it's slowly happening, but you are connecting with your people. And we have this and that are true, right? And this card really talks about whatever it is that you believe, that's true, while also so the opposite is true, right? So what do I mean by that? Like if you believe that the sky is blue, this is true. But if someone else believes in their heart of hearts that the sky is green, then that is true. Like that's the easiest way to explain that card. It's just that what someone believes is their truth and what you believe is your truth. And that doesn't mean that one is right or wrong. It just means that it has to be right or wrong for you. And I feel like I'm going to say that a lot for this reading, right? Because that's just something that's very true. It's like we're so used to saying, oh, what you did was wrong, but wasn't wrong. And that's why it's not okay. Like it's not good to judge yourself, because what you did for yourself, it was right for you in that moment. Just because it was wrong for someone else doesn't mean that it wasn't wrong, that it was wrong for you, right? But so many people are so used to, oh my gosh, I have the right to judge someone for their actions, but we don't. We don't. And the most judgmental people are the ones who judge themselves the hardest. We have Seagull. Now is the time for deep emotional healing. And this is what you're bringing to others. Whether you know it or not yet, pile number 2, that's what your spirit guides. The solution is to network with others, because you're bringing this healing to others. So it's like a huge solution, right? And how you go about that is completely your choice. The bottom, the period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now passing. Exactly. I love this. What a powerful message. Okay, that's right. I got 2 of these in pile 1. I'm gonna get one of these for you. And then we'll move on. Okay, I guess you're going to get 2. We've got winter. Take care of your needs. And I feel like this is what you've been doing. You've been in a period of winter where you've withdrawn from everyone else so that you can take care of yourself. And then we have Mirror Guardian. Take time to reflect. And I feel like this is what they want you to do. But see, you are the whole universe incarnate, right? And that's what it is. It's like you're coming into this place of gifting yourself to the world, which is also other people who are the whole universe incarnate. Like literally you're going to be colliding with others' cosmos, and you are both going to be forever changed, or you're all going to be forever changed. But it's powerful because it's like as you take time to reflect and network with the people who are right for you and share those stories with the people who you feel are right for you, this is going to be something that ignites your passions with the Fire Guardian. Okay, setting the flame on fire. All right, let's take a look at your spirit guide card here. Connection. Wow. Oh my gosh, you cannot make this up. You are connecting with your group of people. That's what your spirit guides, the solution here is to connect, to keep connecting, to keep sharing, to keep showing yourself, because the more you do, the more your people will come in. We have assistance, synchronicity, spontaneity, and surprise. And synchronicity is no surprise here. Right now, you may feel as though finding what you need to feel safe and secure is almost impossible. Whether it's looking for a new house after you've just sold the one you're living in, finding a new community after leaving an old group of people with whom you no longer relate, or simply locating the parking spot you need in a crowded supermarket lot when in a hurry, by all appearances, the odds seem stacked against you. Never fear. Take a deep breath and call on your runner guides to help you find what you need. They are ready to lead you to the right place at the right time. Whether it's leading you to the car pulling out of a parking space close to the entrance of the store you're in a rush to enter, or drawing your attention to a particular ad or article that leads you to find the house you've been looking for, or the community you want to connect with. Your runner guides are ready to bring you what you need. All you need to do is ask. Take a deep breath, stay grounded and calm. We will bring you what you are looking for. Trust. So the main thing here is that your spirit guides, the solution is connection. Connection. You've been judged so harshly by so many people. It's time for you to connect with who you're meant to connect with. And that comes in the form of collaboration with other people who understand your vision, who understand your story, who understand your background, because they too have had similar things. But they too are also people who have found accountability through their journey. So trust that they are getting you connected with the right people, and that you no longer have to stay in this place of feeling so scattered because of people who are very harsh with you and what it is that you've lived in the past. You can let them go, right? We saw that come out, those cards come out, let go, surrender, and what was it? Laziness, reflection. It was reflection and laziness, right? So it's time for you to let go. You're not lazy. You're not a terrible person. What you did was what you did, and you thought it was the best for you, and owning that, taking accountability for that, is what gives you power, and knowing that that's okay. That's okay. You're not the only person who's experienced what you've experienced in this life. Okay? You're a very strong person, and I love you. I'm giving you a big energetic hug. Okay? If you felt like this was your reading, leave the little chain link emoji down below and say I open up to the connection and the collaboration with the people who are on my journey that I'm meant to. And if it resonated, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for personal reading. You can follow me on over my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member. I would love to see you on memberships, but if not, thank you for your continued support here. I am going to go ahead and leave this here. I do want to take a quick moment, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides, with a special shout out to the spirit guides coming forward today with this message. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful, cute, little, adorable flamingo pencil topper, or if you were drawn to this card during this shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on your spirit guides are bringing you solutions. I do want to say quickly, keep an open mind and a heart with this reading, because it was not at all like how I expected it to go. Okay. And I can't change that. I have to read the energy, as I am an energy reader. That's just what I do. Yeah, so keep an open mind and heart as we walk into this, but I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for anyone that's new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should these messages happen to resonate, it would mean so much to you if you're to like, comment, and subscribe below. For those of you that choose to comment and share your stories, just know I'm honored that you chose to do so, and I do read every comment, okay? So with that, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out. Spirit guides of pile number 3, what solutions are you bringing to them? Spirit guides, what solutions are you bringing to pile number 3? Spirit guides, what solutions are you bringing to pile number 3? Spirit guides, what solutions are you bringing to pile number 3? Oh, and before we get into this, the one thing that was coming out is something about trusting in the magic. You know, like you're very creative, you have a lot of imagination, there's a lot going on. I feel like sometimes you forget that life is supposed to be magical, and so you might get lowly or into a low vibration and like worried about things not working out for you. And they're saying, trust it, magic and miracles will happen for you in your life. Okay. So we've got the 9th house. We've got Virgo energy. Virgo energies come out on all 3 piles. That's incredible. And then we have Neptune. And Pisces energies come out on all 3 piles too, which we're in Virgo season at the time of recording this, and Pisces is a direct opposite of Virgo on the zodiac. So, all right, we've got 9th house energy here coming in. Learning, travel. Sounds like there. Well, so it's like this energy of either something very spiritual, something very grounded, something very exciting, a new adventure, or you're learning higher education here. And it's taking a lot of time, and it's requiring a lot of patience on your part. I feel like that's something that is really frustrating here, going back to what I was saying, like trusting in the magic, especially with the Neptune energy here. It's like understanding that not all is as it seems, right? There's always more going on than what we can see with our physical eyes. And it's very important for you, pile 3, to trust that the work that you're putting in will get results. You will get there. So it's like they're giving me an example here. Like if you're getting a degree, say you're getting a law degree or a doctorate or something like that, that's a lot of work. No matter who you are, to go to school and to get that degree, it takes a lot of time, energy, effort, long study hours, sometimes long day hours because you're working on top of it, whatever the case may be. And it's like, well, I want to manifest this, but I have to go through these programs in order to get certified to do what it is that I desire. So there's a lot of learning and experience that comes with that. And so it's not that your manifestations aren't coming true. The message here is they're saying the solution is to still be patient and trust in the magic, because whatever it is that you're doing, it just takes time. Like there's no rushing to the end in this. There's no shortcut to this. There's literally like, you wouldn't want a doctor to go to school for a day and then operate on you, right? Like that would just be insane. They have to go through the schooling. They have to get all that education. So it's like whatever it is that you're manifesting, it feels like that. It feels like something that just takes time to master. It takes time to get the experience needed to be the trusted leader, to be the trusted person for this position. And so they're saying to trust in magic and trust that your work that you're putting out there is for the better, and that it is actually getting, you know, it's like a snowball rolling downhill. It's gaining momentum. Okay. And I know it's so difficult because it's like you have all these people who are like, I can manifest anything in 24 hours. I can do this in an hour. I can have $3,000 in my account in an hour. Okay. But they're only showing a little snippet of their life. They're maybe not showing the struggles they experienced to getting to being master manifestors. Okay. So it's nice to trust people like that. But at the same time, you do have to be completely logical about the situation at hand too. Is what you're doing something that can be done overnight, or is it something that takes time and energy to develop the skills that you need? And that's what they're saying here. Like, it's like you've been on this journey for a long time, and we appreciate that. And the solution here is that really just keep patient. Just keep patient, keep showing up, keep doing what you're doing, because every day you show up, you get better. Got to admit, it's getting better. It's getting better all the time, right? Like, every day you show up, you get better. And there's power behind that. There's relief behind that. And so it's about really enjoying the journey. Like, you're still this humble person. You're still this kind person. But I feel like patience may not be one of your virtues. And that's okay, right? That's absolutely okay. But it's something that you can learn to cultivate along the way. And that's what they're saying here. It's like, just continue to show up. Don't rush to the end here, because the end is going to be so much bigger and so much better than anything you could have ever imagined. And you know, what kind of a solution is that? But it's just, that's what you need right now, right? It's like not what you want to hear. We're never bringing solutions that you want to hear. It's always what you need to hear. What's going to help you on the next part of your journey. What's going to help you out in the best possible way. And sometimes I think that's frustrating too, because it's like we always want to hear the best possible scenario. Oh, this is going to come to fruition for you tomorrow, and all things are going to be okay, and you're never going to have to worry again. And that's just illogical, right? Like, I'm not saying that magic doesn't happen. They want you to trust in the magic, but they also want you to trust in the magic that the process holds something beyond what you can currently imagine. And there's beauty in that, right? There's beauty in that. Trusting that the reason you chose this long journey is for a huge purpose, right? Say you're a lawyer and you have this idea of being someone who helps defend, I don't know, children, or you want to defend, you know, housewives or whatever it is. It's like you have some sort of connection to what it is that you're doing, and it's a very deep connection. And that's what they're saying. It's like, you are very passionate about this, but in order to be the person that those people go to, you have to have all this prior experience. Like, even as someone who, because we do look at divination with the ninth house as well. So it's like, say you want to be an astrologer, or say you want to be someone who's a class A tarot reader, or someone who's a class A candle wax reader, right? It's not instantaneous success, because people might like your videos at first, but people trust, and they're going to be more likely to trust giving their money away and getting readings from someone who is established. Even if you're a psychic medium or something like that, they want someone who's established. Like, they'd rather go to someone who's a mediocre medium that has an established connection with people, who has an established network, than to go to the first person off the block who's come on and who's an amazing medium, because they have no connections. They have no established connections. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you're establishing that. You're establishing that at foundation, and that's something that's really powerful. The commitment is everything here. Wow, that was so loud. Some motorcycle or something. There's a lot of old cars that come around here. Like, a lot of old cars. Right? Oh my gosh, that makes sense too. They just told me, yeah, they're classics. But classics didn't become classics overnight. When they were brand new off the lot, they weren't classic cars, were they? No, they didn't become classics until years on down the line. So whatever it is that you're doing, it takes a long time. But know that there's magic in that process, right? So spirit guides, what solutions do you have for pile number 3 here? Okay, thank you. And we'll get more with the tarot, okay? What solutions do you have for pile number 3 here? Spirit guides, what solutions do you have for pile number 3? Yeah, there's definitely exhaustion happening right now. That makes sense. Okay, so what solutions do you have for pile number 3? It's like a fight against self, though, is what this feels like. It wants to come this way. Okay. No, they want it the other way. My bad. Whoa, chill, huh? Calm down. All right, I got you. No. All right, yeah, on the bottom, we have the King of Cups in the reverse, with the 5 of Wands in the upright. So clearly something has rattled you. It has rattled you to your core. And they're saying here, it's okay. You're going to overcome it. So, you know, what they're giving me is like this, say you've been building and it's been steadily growing, and then all of a sudden you hit like a plateau, right? And that plateau seems to last for forever. And that's what it feels like here. It's just kind of like sent you into this spiral, something that you used to go into way back in the day. And it's like you were feeling better, you were doing better, you were experiencing a lot more freedom with life, but then you hit this plateau and it's just like, oh my gosh. Like, it could be like even the middle of your degree, right? It's just going so slow. Like, before you were so excited about learning, you were so excited about being there, but now it's just like, I'm not even excited about being here anymore. Like, I'm just so over it. I just want it to be done. They're saying like, you're going to overcome this. Like, this is a part of being human, right? This is a part of our journey. This is a part of us dealing with those lows that we go through and facing the feelings that are coming up, right? And so a part of you is used to running when things get difficult, right? And it could be in all various places of your life, but right now where you're at on your journey, because you're so hyper focused on this, it's like it's getting difficult and you're so used to just focusing on something else or moving to something else and dealing with it. And so there's never really that I have to actually sit and face this hardship, this tough time that's coming into my life. And so your spirit guides are saying the solution here is to sit with this discomfort, because that's how you're going to overcome this energy. All right, so let's see what else we've got. Yeah, there's definitely that emotional exhaustion coming through with the Ten of Wands here. Look, we start with the Hermit. Introspection work, observing where you're at right now, really understanding what's going on in the process, where are you at, and what is your truth, and what is coming up from the past that may be putting you into this King of Cups in reverse energy, right? It's not like you're doing this consciously. This is a very subconscious reaction. This is your emotional ego is taken over in this bits and parts of your life, and it's had total control before, and now you're learning how to control your emotional ego, and it's fighting back in every way that it possibly can. And so it's making you feel like what you're doing isn't your dream. It's making you feel like it's not actually your passion. It's making you question the decision that you made, but you still keep getting drawn back to it. But there's still like this feeling, oh, I'm questioning what I'm doing. Like, is this even what I'm meant to do? And your spirit guides are saying, yeah, you're doing what you're meant to be doing, because this is what you're passionate about. So you followed your passion, but now we're at that plateau where it's like, we can't always be on the rise, right? Life is very much like this. It's just very much like that. And sometimes it's just like this and very boring and stagnant and like, oh my gosh, what's going on? But just because we're in a plateau doesn't mean that things aren't happening, right? It just means that we've gotten lost in our thoughts and we're not focused on the journey itself anymore. We're focused on an end result. We're focused on the outcome. We're being too attached to something here. And so what they're saying is to draw back your energy here and really sit with this and know that this is a part of the process, and that even though you feel discombobulated here, that there will come a moment where you regain clarity. Look, they wanted it the other way. Yeah, you have all the tools you need here to have success. Wow, it was so loud. That is my steam pot for dinner, so it's just so loud. It's like right there. So anyways, you have all the tools available to you, right? And it was beeping as I'm saying that, and it's like you have everything you need. But right now you have to focus on the material life. Okay, not money, not anything like that, but what it's going to take to get you to where you want, and focus again on igniting that fire. Right now, we have to leave our emotions and our thoughts on the table, and we have to take action based on what we know is going to get us to the end. Okay, because sometimes it's hard. Sometimes we're in this place with the magician, and you see his feet are pointing in opposite directions, which has a potential of indicating he's not exactly sure what he's going to do next. But when the moment arises is when he'll make the decision, right? You also have this little plant back here that always makes me think of the world, and that's like coming full circle, right? So we're coming full circle here with facing this part of your emotions, facing this part of yourself. So Source and your guides and everybody has slowed everything down, has put you in this place of stagnation for a purpose, to face that that place of you where you've maybe always run away, where you maybe always has just been like, oh, this is too much for me. Like, I'm just going to go focus on something else. You know, it's like if you were, when you were a kid, you were saying you were trying to learn an instrument or something like that. And it's like really fun. It was really fun for a while and you were doing easy songs, but then you moved up to expert songs before you were ready. And the expert songs were too hard and you just like gave up, right? And this is just an example they're showing me here. That's the type of energy that's coming through here. And so the solution is to get out of your head and get back into the actions that you're taking, right? Get back into the step-by-step actions you can take to become who you want to become. Get back into focusing on what you know is going to work. And then as you do that, realizing like, why am I feeling like this? Like, why is this arising? Why do I feel like I want to run when I keep getting drawn back to this? Like, I feel like I could run today and I'd be gone for a week and I would still want to come back and do this. And I'd still be dealing with this feeling, right? Like this feeling like, oh no, you're choosing something wrong. You did something wrong. This isn't the path for you. You need to do something else. You need to do this. You know, and it's saying because you haven't dealt with this emotion. This is an emotion that's being very clearly drawn out here. And so that's why the Hermit is starting your reading here. It's like your spirit guides are saying the solution here is for you to face this part of yourself. And when you face this part of yourself, you're going to overcome this emotional exhaustion. You're going to move on into this place of knowing, okay, this is the route that I have to take to become successful. This is where I have to go in order to manifest what it is that I want, right? You are clearly manifesting. But not all manifestations happen in 24 hours. Some are lifetime manifestations. I feel like sometimes that disheartens people from the journey because it's like, well, I don't want to wait a lifetime to manifest what I want. But like, look, if you want to become a millionaire and you're struggling right now and you say, well, I'm going to manifest $1 million in a day. Logically speaking, it could potentially happen through the magic, right? It could potentially happen, but then the question becomes, is if tomorrow you were given $1 million, would you still have $1 million in a week? Okay, so let's check that. Would you still have $1 million in a year? Would you still have $1 million 3 years from now? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you have to prepare for the manifestations that are coming in. It's like you're in this process of preparing for whatever's next, the next journey, the next level, the next process on this. And that's what's going on here. But you have to face this part of yourself first that's so desperately wanting to run away, that's so caught up in the emotional side effect of whatever's going on. And it feels like the emotional exhaustion is coming from burnout because you're trying to not face this part of yourself. And that's understandable when you're trying to sweep that under the rug. It's like, oh, I can't deal with that. I can't face that part of me. I'd rather just sweep that under the rug. Well, then it gets bigger. And then it comes out again. And when it comes out again, it's like, oh, no, I can't deal with that. But then you sweep it under the rug and it gets bigger again. And it just keeps growing and it becomes completely out of control after a while. And so right now, that's where the emotional exhaustion is. But you see that the Magician here is looking at that saying, I know if I put this down and I sit with these feelings and these thoughts that I'm having, but I still continue to take action towards what it is that I desire, that I'm going to get there through the process. Okay. So today we're going to get clarifiers from the Osho Zen Tarot. I haven't brought these out before, but they were asking me to use these. Look, we've got the 6 of Swords here with the burden. That's an interesting energy, right? Like you got this rooster on her head, like she's carrying this guy up this mountain, the burden. And the 6 of Wands in the Tarot Marseille talks about not wanting to rock the boat, right? But here you have this burden. That's the burden, is researching this. That's the burden, is sitting with this. But if you don't sit with the burden, how can you ever let it go? How can you ever surrender that burden, right? Maybe you're carrying something that you're not meant to carry. And maybe you are carrying something that you're meant to be carrying, but maybe you're carrying it in a way that makes it heavier than it needs to be. So there's finding this balance here and finding this peace again. And look, you have flowering, which this is the Queen of Coins here. And so it's like flowering into your abundance and coming into your abundant state and finding this alignment again and unfolding. But at first you have to go through this rebirth. You have the 10 of Swords here, the rebirth, the 10 of Swords again. And then we have the no thingness, which is like the Hermit card, but it's like to become nothing, to let nothing affect you, and to let everything be as it is, and to know that it's all a part of the process. And coming back into this place of being completely present from moment to moment, right? Moment to moment is all that we have. We don't have the end result, right? We don't have what it is that we're desiring right now. So we're making progress to get there. But see, there's a lot of fighting here with the Knight of Swords. It's like this energy, it's like going up against an invisible enemy here, right? It's all smoke. It's all smoke and mirrors. But you're the invisible enemy. It's like being your own worst friend here. It's like interesting that we have the clarifiers are coming out as swords cards, right? It's something that you're thinking. It's a pattern that's arising here. It's a pattern that's at play when all you want is this harmony and this peace. But to come into this harmony and peace, you have to deal with the thoughts that are going on underneath the surface. What's happening here? What am I fighting with? Why am I fighting with this? And where does this stem from? Is this something that's actually mine to hold on to? Or is this something that I'm holding on to from other people, from my life, from societal constructs, from everybody else in their lives, or, you know, everybody pushing me to be something I don't want to be? What is it? What am I carrying? Where does this come from? Right? And then understanding the burden that you're carrying will allow you to set it down on the table and refocus on the journey ahead. It's okay. You're not alone in feeling this way, pile number 3. In fact, if you feel that, then leave a heart down below and say, I'm not alone, pile 3. Just say that so other pile 3s know that they're not alone. Okay? And then interesting, you got one of the extra card here, which is consciousness. And this card has never come out for me before, but we have consciousness. It's like, this really feels like becoming completely aware of the journey at hand, right? And consciousness is presence. That's where real consciousness begins, is in our presence, is in our ability to be in this moment alone, not in yesteryear, not in tomorrow, in this moment alone. And for that to come out clarifying, the Magician is saying that the power comes from you drawing away from the anxiety and fear, drawing away from the worry, drawing away from what the past was, drawing away from what the future might be, and coming into what can I do right now to focus on my journey, to focus on creating, to focus on getting to where I want to go. And how do I deal with this, right? Ask and you shall receive. But this is the message from your spirit guides. The solution is to become present. In your presence, you'll be given the guidance that you can get, that you can receive to move forward here. And then we have the 3 of Cups on the bottom with celebration, right? Celebrate how far you've come. You've come a long way, pile 3. I feel the exhaustion. I feel the heaviness. But you've come a long way here. And you've done a lot, and you've done a lot of good. And you have to trust that you're doing exactly what you need to get where you want to go. But the more you question yourself, the harder it is to trust. Even if there's a lot of passion that's driving you, it's hard to trust that that's where you're meant to go, because you're just questioning all the time. Like, oh my gosh, like I have these feelings of insecurities, or I have these feelings of not being connected, or I have this coming up, or I have that coming up. Right? And it's like, well, but you have so much more available to you than just that. I'm trying to find this consciousness card because I wanted to read a little bit from it. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Don't know why I have the... I don't know why I have the... Oh my gosh. The Jurassic Park theme in my head. Consciousness. Let's see. Just a second. There's the Master. Okay, 138. Oh, I passed it. Whoa! Go back. Okay. 138. Oh, I guess this is an ace card. My apologies. This is the Ace of Swords. The Ace, so you got all swords cards here. It says, most of the cards in this suit of the mind are either cartoon-like or troubled because the influence of the mind in our lives is generally either ridiculous or oppressive. But this card of consciousness shows a vast Buddha figure. He is so expansive that he's gone beyond the stars, and above his head is pure emptiness. He represents the consciousness that is available to all who become a master of the mind and can use it as a servant, as a servant is meant to be. It means that there's crystal clarity available right now, detached, rooted in the deep stillness that lies at the core of your being. There's no desire to understand from the perspective of the mind. The understanding you have now is existential, whole, and in harmony with the pulse of life itself. Accept this great gift and share it. We come from the unknown and we go on moving into the unknown. We will come again. We have been here thousands of times and we will be here thousands more times. And our essential being is immortal, but our embodiment is mortal. The frame in which we are, our houses, the body, the mind, they are made of material things. They will get tired, they will get old, they will die. But your consciousness, for which Bodhidharma uses the word no mind, Gautama Buddha has also used the word no mind, is something beyond the mind and body, something beyond everything. That no mind is eternal. It comes into expression and it goes again into the unknown. This movement from the unknown to the known and from the known to the unknown continues for eternity unless somebody becomes enlightened. Then that is his last life. Then this flower will not come back again. This flower that has become aware of itself need not come back to learn life, because life is nothing but a school in which to learn. He has learned the lessons. He is now beyond delusions. He will move from the known for the first time not into the unknown, but into the unknowable. And that's going back to what I was saying, is like life is all like this, right? It's always like this. And so when you come into this place of no mind, right? It's not about not having thoughts. It's just about understanding that we're the observer of our lives. The clarity for which you need to look into and where that answer comes from is deep within. And I know you come to these readings and you're looking for the solution to pop up out on the reading itself. But what your guides are saying right now is that the solution is literally from you. It can only come from you, and you know what is best, but it comes in the stillness. It comes in the no mind. It comes in the no thingness. Right? You even got that card out, and it's too far in. Look, you even got the source card, which is the Ace of Wands here. And it's like the action comes from no action, but from action of itself. Right? And I know it sounds so confusing, but as you go, you'll begin to embrace and embody and understand this. But it comes from knowing. It's like letting go of what the mind has told you. And we saw that. The mind is what's playing a part here, which is affecting the emotions. And now we're asking you to come into a state of action, moving towards what you want without worry that your emotions are real or that the mind is real, because you're fighting against something that's actually an illusion. It's not that your feelings don't have valid. They absolutely are valid. But if you're not validating them and you're letting them run your life, then how are you ever going to get to where it is that you're going? Your emotions will always win. And so right now, it's time for you to put the emotions, put the mind on the table and say, I'm just going to observe you for a while. And in that observation, I'm going to begin to understand what the burden is that I've been carrying, which will help lead me into this place of the consciousness, being completely self-aware of myself, not of everyone else, but of myself. And your spirit guide's solution is in that quietness, in that stillness. You'll get exactly what you need to move forward from this and to let it go for good, right? The enlightenment, the lesson, the life lesson that comes from this. Okay, let's get some more out. So what else would you like to say, spirit guides, of pile number 3? Mutable. Look, we have Gemini, Virgo. I was going to say Mercury. We have Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. And Mercury, right, is all about communication. And so it's just about being honest with yourself, right? And that's about letting yourself surrender to what has happened, right? This is something I feel like has been a pattern in your life, and it keeps coming up. And now it's time to surrender and welcome something that's different. Welcome that change and that no mind. Like we've got Pisces energy on the bottom, intimacy, intuition, and compassion. So you do feel like Pisces energy is very prevalent in your chart. If not, that's okay. But we have Pisces energy here. We have Pisces here. We have Pisces with the Neptune. So this is just talking about going into that darkness, and sometimes it's hard to get out of that darkness that has been weighing on us for so long. And so now we're trying to bring you up into this place of getting back to the third eye, right? Being led by Ajna here. And Ajna is waiting for you to bring clarity, to connect you with your heart, to connect you with the powers that be. We have the dilettante with the light attributes, or delight in the arts without having to be a professional, alert you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. This is very telling. We have the shadow with pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. Exactly. Okay, so this is what I was saying. Like, it's like you don't want to go to someone who's only ever been a doctor for a day, right? Like, you want to have that built up. And it's like saying, it's like, don't get stuck in that superficial place where it's like, it's all about, I need the money, I need this, I need that, I need this. It's like, all of that will come. You have passion, and it's so important for you to stay in that passion and not get caught up in this round robin of saying, well, I know this already, I know this, and I don't need to learn this, when you absolutely do need to learn it, because it's a part of the process, right? Exactly what I said with $1 million. If they give you $1 million, the chances are 99.9% of people would probably blow it within the year, because they don't know how to manage money, right? Everybody's run by their money, not them running their money. Money is a tool, but we see it as the all. And when we see it as the all, we put ourselves in a very weird position where it's like, when we get more of it, we let that determine what we do with it, rather than saying, I have more of it, let me determine how I use this. I'm not going to spend it. I'm going to invest it. I'm going to save it. I'm going to put it in stocks and bonds, or I'm going to put it in something that's going to give me another return. I'm going to use this to set up my life to have a stream of income that comes from this, right? Most people are like, oh my gosh, I got $1 million. I'm going to go buy $1 million home. And then they're out $1 million. You know what I mean? Like, it's that. So it's not getting caught in that round robin. I cannot with you. We have the Hermit card. This happened in another pile. We have seeks solitude and focuses intently on inner life. Serves personal creativity. Right? This is all about what you're passionate about for you. It's not for everyone else. It's going to serve others, which is beautiful. But your spirit guide solution is saying, come back to self. Come back to self. And then the shadow is withdrawals from society out of fear of negative judgment of others, refusing to help those in need. Okay. And this is what they're saying, like, you don't need to be stuck in that fear. You don't need to be stuck in that negativity. Trust that magical things will happen through the work that you've put in. Even if you're not seeing it right now, that doesn't mean that things aren't going on that are outside of our vision, right? Look, sometimes life stings with the wasp. It's been hard. It's been hard, and we're trying to honor that. It's been difficult with you. We have 64 here, which is 10. This is the completion of a cycle, though. This difficult time where it's like you felt like you had to run away from something when it got hard, right? That you had to give something up because you were fighting that internal battle, or because someone triggered that internal battle within you, and then it was this constant push and pull. Like, sometimes life stings, and that's okay. Sometimes life gets really down and difficult, but that's okay. There's no changing that in this dualistic world. This is a contrast world for a purpose. There is good, there is bad, because we've labeled it as such. There is light and there is dark, but without one, the other ceases to exist. And so when we're in this energy of not being aware of that and knowing that just because I am the light doesn't mean that I'll not deal with the dark. The chances are, because you are the light, means that you'll be dealing mostly with the dark because of that, being the light. Even though we wish that, oh, I'm the light, so all I want to attract is light, right? But it's just not like that. It's like, why do moths fly into the light? Because it's attractive. So it just happens that way. So there's a lot that you've been through that's been difficult, that's been harsh, that's been heavy. But it's also part of what's been triggering this emotion within you. And we see here with the 5 of Wands that you will overcome this. It's been knocking you off your journey. It's been knocking you off balance, but you will overcome it. Look, we have the butterfly on the bottom with transformation is beautiful, and underneath that rhino spirit with overcome any obstacle. You're gonna get through it. You're gonna overcome this. You're gonna be better because of it. Okay? Trust me, I feel like if our spirit guides could, they would give us nothing but an easy road to follow, if they could. But the way that this life is designed, because it's school, we have tests we have to go through. We have lessons we have to learn. We have studying we have to do, right? We have to show up for the school of life. Yeah, you could definitely resonate with pile number 1. We have Spider here. Trust the creative spark you're feeling and express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. And it's so interesting. I said this earlier, and I feel like this is why they're bringing it out. But the spider, there is no more animal, in my opinion, that is more present than a spider, because they create this beautiful web that is their home. It catches them food, and then say a storm comes in and it destroys their home. And they're not over there like, oh my gosh, my home, like I can't believe this storm destroyed my home. Like, how dare that storm? You got it wrong, source, when you sent that storm in to destroy my home. You stupid storm. You know, they're not over here doing that. They're like, okay, cool, I'm going to destroy this home. I'm going to get rid of it. And I'm just going to build another one. Like, they're not thinking about the one that's destroyed, because they're already on to designing a new home. You know, and that's why I feel like spiders are the most present that you can get, because they're not concerned about what has happened. And all animals are present, and all insects, and all lizards and reptiles, and all, they're all present. But I feel like that's such a good depiction of life, is that we can learn so much from that type of energy. We have the snow leopard on the bottom. Take some time out of your usual life and spend it in solitude. The solution for you, pile number 3, is solitude. I need some space, y'all. I need some space. You've been doing it. You've been going this route. You've been doing a lot in your life, and that's okay. But you need some time. Look, this. Release the old and rest with autumn. You're letting go of something that is very painful, and that's why it feels like everything is just stopped. Why you're dealing with burnout, why you're dealing with emotional baggage, why you're dealing with emotional hardships and exhaustion. Everything has just stopped. Like, we have hold the space with the druid. You have to hold the space to heal. You have to give yourself space to heal. And I just said that I need space. And I didn't even know that this was on the bottom. In fact, I said it, I feel like I said it before I even shuffled that card. And so we already have space coming out. Hold the space. I need space. You need space to heal from this. This is an internal battle that's happening. And in order for you to resolve that, you have to have that space available to you to do that healing. Okay, so let's take a look at your spirit guide card. We have teamwork with the helper guides here, number 16. And our helper guides will help us with anything that we ask, okay? So 16, yes, I love this. I love this already. We have triumph, leadership, success, and accomplishment. Your helper guides are delighted to share the good news that whatever you've been working on will succeed. Can I say more? Like, really, the bad news, well, there really isn't any bad news. Your helper guides urge you to recognize those who have helped you come this far in life. Your success in part came about with the help of others, even if they worked behind the scenes. This isn't to diminish your accomplishments or take away from your achievements, not by a long shot. You deserve to win. Your helper guides simply remind you to be grateful and acknowledge the contributions of those who have assisted you in getting to where you are now, for you will continue to need their support in the future. This includes friends, family, partners, even antagonists perhaps, and of course your spirit helpers and guides. In other words, you're surrounded by a flow of loving support, and you have become the person you are today because of the many sources of love who helped you get here. Recognize and appreciate your helpers, and their support will continue flowing into your life. View your successes as a result of excellent teamwork and continue to co-create with those dedicated to helping you succeed. The message here is share the glory. And I feel like that's the thing, like, look, we even have Saturn at the middle of this, and I feel like this is the main reason as to why this card came out. You're going to succeed. But look, they're holding Saturn in their hands, and Saturn is the planet of tough love, the planet of struggles, of sacrifice, right? Of learning hard lessons. So you're learning something that's very difficult, but it's going to be for your highest good. With the consciousness card coming out, this is a part of your journey you signed up for before you came to this world. And that's something that you are the only one who has the strength to get through this. We're not trying to say what you've gone through isn't hard, right? We're not trying to invalidate your experience, not by a long shot here. We're not trying to do that. What we're trying to do is remind you that you have the power to heal from this. If you take the space, you're going to come into a place where you heal whatever is being triggered by this, and you're no longer going to be triggered by that, and that will give you a place and space to celebrate. Okay? You're doing a good job, pile number 3. I know it's been difficult. I know it's been challenging, but you are doing an incredible job. So keep giving yourself credit. And remember, you're not alone in this journey, okay? So if you felt like this was your reading, leave the little spider web down below and say, I choose to see life moment to moment and know that I get to create it as I go. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatterlove Radio. You can even join as a member. And I would love to see you on memberships. But if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. I want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, my spirit guides, and give a special shout out to the spirit guides who came through on this reading today. And with that being said, I'm going to leave this here. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.